Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. Let's take a look at the Akashic Records and see what we need to see today. We have the Two of Cups here, of course. This is an Akashic Records reading. So as you're watching this, if you will just allow me to have access to your energy, we can get the information that we need. This is a safe space. And if you want to book a personal Akashic Records style reading, you can always do so as well. Just imagine yourself opening up the book and seeing what's inside. This book shows you what your destiny is. It shows you the people that you're destined to meet, the person that you will become, that you're destined to become. So let's look at this today. That's a good sign. We have the angels here with us. I'm hearing Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Michael. I'm also hearing Archangel Raphael. Good thing I have this rose quartz here. Raphael specifically is an angel of healing. Michael is like a warrior angel, and Gabriel is one who speaks truth. 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna do a fourth today as kind of like an outcome, right? So let's look at the bottom of the deck here. The truth will set you free. With the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. With the Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. Have you been holding yourself back from something due to fear or intimidation? One time I had a dream, because you're going to be successful. Everything that I'm about to say here, if you'll do what you know already in your heart, you're destined to do, you'll be successful in that. Might just have to do a little shadow work to get there, to figure out what's blocking you. Do a little research, and that's what we're doing today, so hopefully this reading helps you. I'm gonna get a beard. I've been thinking about this for like 2.5 years. I've been thinking about getting myself a beard. So if somebody wants to donate, if you put in, if you will put in the description on Venmo or PayPal or Cashapp or whatever, beard for Missy, I will do this. I will come in dressed as a freaking hermit with a long white beard. Mark my words. Okay, so anyways, what I was going to say though, I had this dream, and this has a point. This was years ago now, and it's why I have this. Let me show you. I got this years ago after I had the dream, and I actually have an entire album. Is it called Ferris Wheel? I think I changed the name like multiple times, but I think I ended up calling it Ferris Wheel. It has a pink background. Magical editing Missy, movie magic Missy will put it up here. If you're interested, it's under my name, Missy Gordon. But I had this dream about a Ferris wheel. It was one of the craziest dreams I've ever had. I was standing at the bottom of this huge metal structure, just looking up at it. It felt so intimidating. It felt so daunting. I felt like a tiny speck of dust in the grandiosity of the universe just looking up at this Ferris wheel. And when I woke up from the dream, I knew that this was referencing my calling. And it felt so much bigger than me. So there could be something like that going on here for you. And it has to do with calling, vocation, destiny, your work, right? Whatever your sacred work is, Eight of Pentacles, that's what we're talking about today. And there's an element of you holding yourself back from that. Why? Because it feels like disproportionate. It feels like you're way down here and this is way up here. And how do I bridge the gap in between those two things? And everybody's dream is different, right? You know, your dream could be to have a family. Your dream could be whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm trying to see if there's any cards of like marriage here. We do have the Four of Wands. So for some here, your dream is to have like a family and to experience a life with somebody that sees the world as you do. But part of the reason why, and this is where the truth will set you free, part of the reason why, I almost said fart of the reason, like why are you farting around? Why aren't you doing anything? Why? Well, why are you holding yourself back? It could just be another element of that. You feel like it will take too long. I'm also seeing a desert setting as I'm talking, and this horse is suddenly turning into a camel for me right now. And the crazy thing about camels is they can go a long way in the desert, right? Like they even have those eyelashes. Those eyelashes that they're like these big, fluffy, beautiful eyelashes that really help them block out the desert sands from blowing into their eyes. And they have those humps. My humps, my lovely lady lumps. They're actually filled with fat. They got a BBL, you know what I'm saying? Okay. They got that good surgeon. Okay. People think that they're filled with water, but they're actually filled with fat, and it helps the camel be able to go for a long stretch of time. So what I'm seeing here is this might be you getting in your head about, oh, this is going to take a long time. How am I ever going to pull off whatever X is? But this could also be you feeling like you might not be able to make it through. Like you might not have the ability to cross this desert, these deserts. I put out a song, and I believe it actually had this yellow background, if I'm not mistaken. It was on my most recent album. No. Regardless, the song is called Wandering Soul. You can find it on my Honeybee channel. B is spelled B33. And the song goes, sand dunes, I'm a wandering soul. You might feel like you're going to get lost out in the desert. I keep feeling like sandy winds hitting me in the face while I'm talking. And this could also be all inside of yourself with the Hermit. Like this could be it's a journey of the soul. I'm seeing like a big compass. So you could feel like that, like this is all happening on the inside of your soul. And facing the truth, Hermit and Ace of Swords, of who you really are is what will propel you into the greater depths of your own psyche, of your own self, and what you're truly capable of. Because a lot of us, we're holding ourselves back on a subconscious level. We're not sitting around thinking, for the most part, like, oh, I'm actively trying to hold myself back and not fulfill my dreams. A lot of us feel like we are fighting tooth and nail for the lives that we want, right? So that's why this is an Akashic Records reading. I almost said Akashic Records dream, yeah. So like back to the dream thing though. You might start receiving dreams. I feel like the guides are doing a lot more of that dream work lately. DreamWorks. Yeah. Right? So let's open the cards. Nothing is impossible. Nothing. Nothing is impossible. To him who believes, right? Card number 1 is the Fool. Exactly, right? Like, the Fool is that notion. Anything is possible. And that's why he's the Fool, because, you know, it seems foolish, right? It seems like he's just a dreamer. It seems like he's a clown, but he's the sacred clown. He's the cosmic clown. That's why I love this background. It's so cosmic. He's theatrical. He's daring. He's different. Look how happy the dog is, too. Like, animals, no. Animals understand, like, if there's actually danger involved. And the dog is happy. He's right at the edge of the cliff. But the dog doesn't seem panicked. Like, this Fool, he's climbed this mountain. He's not just, like, some idiot, like, going over the side of a cliff. He's the one that got here. He's the one who was able to make it this far. So he knows what he can and can't do. Right? He knows that he's about to embark on a long journey of some kind. He understands the truth and he does it anyway. He knows what he's in for. He knows that he is up for the challenge of mastering some sort of craft or going on a journey that changes him and transforms him, or this is some sort of I'm hearing self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, he's the one who believes it's possible, so it is. We make the rules, right? He's so free, you know? He's so unencumbered by society. You know, one of my favorite movies through the years was always Into the Wild, in the book as well. But I loved the movie because it's like he is a wandering soul, like my song, Wandering Soul. Like, he is moving where the wind takes him. But he's moving with the flow. Like, he's going with the flow of his soul, with the compass of his soul. It might look like he's just aimlessly, frivolously doing a bunch of random shit, but he's actually not. He's in the flow. Like, that's even why he's dancing. It's like the cosmic dance. He's dancing the cosmic dance. And he'll go anywhere and he'll do anything. And he was willing to leave his old life behind in order to live the life he knows that he's destined to live. Card number 2 is the Queen of Wands. Yeah. You're going to need some of that confidence, some of that magic, right? To pull off whatever this is. Male, female, non-binary, however you identify. The Queen of Wands, she knows what she wants and she gets it. You know, she's magnetic. She's alluring. She is a personification of the law of attraction, the law of assumption as well. She believes that good things will come her way, and so therefore they do. She assumes the best. And she looks fabulous doing it, right? They're both holding flowers. And she's holding the Ace of Wands, and he's holding a wand as well. But this wand is holding the little bit of his old life that he decided to take with him, right? You could say that the Fool, he had to make a decision, you know, he had to choose, he had to go through a process of like, well, what am I going to take with me? I can only take a small amount with me, so what are those things that I'm going to take? And it's not much. It's not much. And the way that flew out, it makes me think like he might have even had to make what appeared to be rash decisions. Like maybe he just left in the middle of the night, or you know, maybe he quit his job. And I'm not saying you should quit your job or not quit your job. I'm just saying he might be the type of person that was like, you know what, I'm out of here. I need to follow my dreams. I need to be confident. I need to do what I need to do. I read this book one time. It's this guy who makes a living off of the stock market. And he talks about, he's a famous man. He talks about traveling with his laptop. He's like a nomad. He just goes everywhere with his laptop. Every morning he logs in, he does his research, and then he starts trading at the bell at 9:30 a.m. EST, right? It's like, this is that sort of thing. I also had a friend who like teaches English virtually. And this was like before this sort of stuff was more common, like before we did virtual work like we do today. He's virtual is what I'm trying to say. He works remotely. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the type of person that would. Like he would take it, he'd put his laptop in this sack, he'd put a journal in there, you know, he'd put his deck of cards in there, a pen, a journal, and his wallet, and that's about it, right? And he goes across the country and he stays in an Airbnb And, he's not irresponsible in that he's gonna, like, ruin his life. I just feel like the Fool, he's brave to be weird and different, and he's brave enough to be free. And so is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands has that same characteristic. She's free. That's why she's so magnetic, because she's authentic. She's herself. And there's an element of the Queen of Wands where it works for her. Like, maybe for somebody else, it wouldn't work. Like, maybe she's like a trendsetter. So say she, like, wears her hair a certain way. Let's just take that as a vain example, right? Say she wears her hair a certain way, and then other people start copying that, right? And then she changes her hair again and people start copying that. It's not because of the actual hair. It's because of her. It's because she has the energy of being a trendsetter. She has this element of... And she doesn't even look directly at you. See how she's kind of looking to the side? Like, she doesn't care what people think. Not in a way of, like, I don't care. Like, I am just, like, I'm so much better than everybody. She doesn't think she's better than everybody. She knows that she's her own person. That's what confidence is. Right? It's that you're you. And that's that. Like, she could dress any way. She could talk any way. She could express herself in a myriad of ways. And she does. I feel like the Queen of Wands is a bit of a shapeshifter. She, maybe one day she has a career of being an artist, and then the next she's, like, in college for some sort of, like, biology or something. And you're like, I thought you were, like, a bimbo. I thought you were just, like, hot. I didn't know that you were, like, smart. You know what I mean? It's like there's something like that with the Queen of Wands where she sneaks up on you, right? And she doesn't have to prove anything. That's why she kind of just looks off into the distance. She's just holding her flower, and she's holding her creativity in her other hand with the Ace of Wands, and she has her cat, her familiar that connects her to the astral realms. This is like a high priestess energy. And again, any gender, it's not about gender. I love the Queen of Wands. Card number 3 is the Six of Swords. And look, she's looking right at the boat. So she's interested in some sort of a new pursuit, is what I'm getting. And the interesting thing, the overlaps between these cards, the Fool has an element of leaving everything behind and going on an adventure of a lifetime. So does the Six of Swords. They've left, the mother and the child have left some place, and they're moving on to a better life. The difference here is that the Six of Swords usually implies that the place that these people used to be was not good. No bueno. Not good. Like, it's not a good place to be. Hence, them having to get on a boat, maybe even in the middle of the night, while this ferryman takes them across the way. This is also kind of like the river Styx as well. So there's an element here of, like, there's like a scorpionic underworld energy here as well that I feel in the reading where, like I was saying about shapeshifter, you don't have to stick to one thing. You don't have to be one sort of a person that does this thing. If you want to do that, because the Knight of Pentacles is very much that way. He commits, and he commits for a long time. I feel like your character is everlasting. Your actual character of who you are. But the faces you wear, the costumes you wear, if you will, absolutely can be changed around. And if you're in a position that you feel like you've come into some sort of new level of authenticity, like you've understood a deeper truth about yourself, and now it kind of seems like the place you are no longer is a fit for you, then there's an element of needing to be brave to get on this boat. Like, she's looking right at the boat. She's about to change again. She's about to transform again. And the Fool, it's a big journey. It's a big new journey. My reading that I did for 2025, I think the title was This is a Big One. B-I-G. Big. Huge. Lord have mercy. Anyways. But with the Eight of Pentacles here, see, this could literally be like you're changing your career. Or this could be that you're changing, like you want to master yourself. Know thyself, if you will. With the Hermit and the Eight of Pentacles. Like, this could even be an excursion of, I know that I can't stay where I've been if I want to expand, if I want to be who I really know I'm meant to be. The Six of Swords is kind of like crossing the border, like going from one country to another, where maybe you don't speak the language, for example. This is kind of like what I've done, where I went from being a Christian minister. They have all their terms, there's things that you say, the Christian terminology, and then you come here into a whole new world and you hear all these new terms. It's like learning a new language, even though when I really think about it, I'm still the same. Like inside. And that's what I'm trying to explain here. It's like my heart hasn't changed. Just maybe some of the like verbiage that I use has changed. Also, there was an element of where I was not accepting. I couldn't be who I was. And basically, the ideology was that a huge portion of the world is going to burn in hell. And, yeah. So anyways, my point is, with the Six of Swords, it is a risk. And there can even be a bit of panic in this. Like, she's taking her child and she's moving away with very little. Again, it draws to that little sack that he has here. And the mother and the child, I mean, you don't even see any bags or anything. Like, they might be escaping something here. And so there is an element of bravery that needs to be had. One could also look at this as, this child is your inner child, where you're taking a very pure, clear, and true aspect of who you are, and you're sheltering it under your wing, and you're bringing it to a place where it can actually thrive, bloom, and become something that it knows it's meant to be. I think that that's why I was drawn to these flowers, the sunflower and the white rose, because there's an element of blooming with the flowers. There's something about not being able to bloom in the same place that scorches you. It's like somebody coming in and scorching your garden with fire and flame. Like, it's like destroying the vegetation of the land. And so it's like you need to move somewhere else. And move doesn't have to be you're literally moving. Move could be I'm changing careers. Move could be, I gotta break up with this person. I'm gonna be single for a while, and I'm gonna have the courage to do that. Move could be, I'm going to live my truth for the first time, and I'm gonna be brave to embrace that. Kind of like standing at the bottom of this gigantic structure. There always is kind of like a circus element to the Fool for me. It's like, it's fun. It's, it's like you get on this Ferris wheel and you move all the way to the top, and you're overlooking all the beautiful water, and everybody is down there having fun, playing games, eating popcorn and cotton candy, and all the kids are laughing and they're free. It's like there's an element here of freeing your inner child to bring them to a better life, whatever that means for you, and having the courage to do just that. So let's look at card number 4, which is sort of like the outcome if you do this. Like, where are you going? Let's see. Card number 4. A 10 of freaking Pentacles. I mean, I don't know. I just set it down. Just pause on that. Let's just pause on that while I flip my hair out. I'm also seeing this interesting. Sometimes I see the 10 of Pentacles actually as your physical home. Like, I see it as a house sometimes. It's like the life you want to live. It doesn't have to always be like, I'm going to be dirty rich. It's like filthy rich. Filthy rich. Dirty rich. It's funny I said that like that. Yeah, there could be an element here also where on the opposite side of what I was about to say, working through some of that. Money's not evil, money's neutral. So, there could be an element of that too where you're moving into a different timeline where you're not afraid of money. Like, you're not afraid of what you're capable of and who you can become, and like standing at the bottom of that Ferris wheel like, oh my God, like it's not a mortal sin for me to have money. If anything, it's going to help advance the collective for you to have money. Why do you want these people that shouldn't be trusted with large sums of money to be the ones divvying it out or not divvying it out, really, right? So there could be an element of that here. But what I was also going to say on the 10 of Pentacles is this is kind of like taking the inner child to a happy, safe place. Have you ever seen the movie AI, Artificial Intelligence, where, with the Ace of Swords, and this is getting very like, like, I don't know, like Uranian or something right now, which I totally freaking love, but, and I love that movie. The little boy, who's a robot, and if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, but it's an old movie, so give me a freaking break, y'all. So basically the parents tragically lose their son, and so they take this artificial intelligence robot son into their life, right? And so basically, whatever, long story short, it's a long movie, and it's an amazing movie, and it's one of my favorite movies, so I would recommend watching it because it's so Uranian anyways, and we're going into Pluto and Aquarius for the next 20 freaking years to 2044. So, but what I was going to say with this is there's this part in the movie where he's going to, what's it called? Is it Pleasure Island? Hold on. I'm going to get it. It's worth it. It's worth me checking. Hold on, guys. I'm coming. In this futuristic fairy tale, David, a highly advanced robotic boy, hopes to become a real boy so that he can win back the affection of the human mother who abandoned him. Because the son who passed away miraculously came back to life, and they went back to their happy family, and the mom abandoned the robot boy in the woods. Okay, so basically that's the story, that's the plot. Like Pinocchio, he goes on a long journey, hoping to find his blue fairy who can make his dreams come true. So yeah, that's the essence there of the movie, where he goes on this adventure after the mom, abandons him in the freaking woods, dude. Anyways, I also love the movie Bicentennial Man, which is also about a robot and I've always been drawn to this because I knew as a young child that this was the age we were moving into. I just had an understanding that there were going to be moral questions when it came to like artificial intelligence and robotics and things like that. So anyways, let me pull out of that. But what I'm seeing here is like, this is like the Neverland. This is like Treasure Island. There's a card in Colette Baron Reed's deck, the red one. What is that called? Wisdom of the Oracle? Is that what it's called? Anyway, readers, let me know down below because I love that deck. And she has a card called Treasure Island. It has like a turtle on it, and the turtle's moving across the water, and it has like a treasure chest on it. I'm getting that on this card. This is like Treasure Island. It's like that's where you're going. And look, it's moving towards it. Like, it's interesting just the way the cards are moving. It's like it's moving towards the Ten of Pentacles. And this Ten of Pentacles, basically, this is different for everybody. And it doesn't have to include money, but what it does include is abundance. So for you, your abundance might be having like a farmhouse with a bunch of like acres of land, and maybe you're not a billionaire, but you feel like a billionaire. Like, you feel like you've arrived at this treasure island, so to speak, right? And the thing is, this is the beautiful part about all of this, what we're building, right? As we move on this journey and have the bravery to do it, is it does take a long time. It's like he's placing each pentacle down through the years. This is not just some place that you arrive at. And that was part of that movie, that AI movie, is that, spoiler alert again, but when he finds the blue fairy, it wasn't real, in other words. But what was real, what actually was real, were at the end of the movie, like the alien intelligence that ended up like taking over the planet thousands of years later, after civilization had like died off, and the boy was just at the bottom of the ocean, trapped there with this like blue fairy that ended up just being a statue, which can be analogous of the fact that like we believe that we have this hope that there's this like dream that will make us happy, but when he found the fairy, it ended up just being a statue. Like, it wasn't real. But what was real was a long time later, these like highly intelligent aliens came and brought him out of the water and connected him with the higher state of consciousness. That's what's real. That's what's here. That's what's cosmic. That's what this Heyoka energy is asking you to believe in. Heyokas are, they're like, they're prophets. They are the prophetic clowns. Like, they will express complex ideas in either a funny way or a theatrical way, or they'll do bizarre things to prove a point. Like, you know, they'll go out in the rain to show, like, they'll stand out in the rain to show something. Like, they'll do theatrical things to help people understand these universal lessons. They're teachers, but they teach by example. They don't just talk cerebrally. They themselves have gone on the journey of the soul. So that's why they're able to express these universal concepts and things like that. And especially with the Queen of Wands, she's also very expressive and theatrical and creative and magical. And I feel like what we're seeing here is there's a side of us that's just, we're bored with the status quo. It's not deep enough, the world as it is today, the doom scrolling and the disconnection. And it's like, we want to experience the warmth and the grassroots element of what our ideal life means to us. And it's different for everybody. And that's what this Ten of Pentacles is representing. You can have it. Whatever you believe is possible, if you'll only believe. Look at that outcome. I love you guys. It's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, our Akashic Records reading. Whew, yeah. I feel it in my bones, man. This is it. This is Pluto in Aquarius. This is the next 20 years. This is those of us who are willing to make the move, so to speak, into the higher level consciousness and these awakenings that we're going to be experiencing across the planet. Our souls are going to start lighting up. I'm seeing this image of the earth, the globe, and I'm seeing all of these different lights lighting up on different parts of the globe, kind of looking like fireflies. And that's representative, I believe, what I'm seeing is of the grid, the light grid, where the souls, our souls, are lighting up, and it's causing the earth's consciousness to rise to a higher plane that it's never reached before. And what's crazy is a lot of this can happen right on the internet with the Ace of Swords. We don't even really have to go anywhere technically. Like, we can have huge gatherings and stuff right over like Zoom these days. We don't need to even rent out these big conference halls and stuff like we used to. I love that stuff personally, but I'm just saying we don't have to. It's also better for the planet, which is very Aquarius. You know, we're not using all these planes and all this money to travel and stuff. We can travel, Six of Swords, Ace of Swords, right in the comfort of our own home. I literally just went to that Beyond Limits conference or workshop. Colette Baron Reed put it on, and it was all over Zoom, and thousands of people, their faces were up on the cameras, and people from all over the world, all different time zones, connecting as one in one place for one common goal. And so that's part of the age we're in as well. It's a different sort of connection. We can do amazing things without even really going anywhere technically. even though I am somebody who does believe in grid work, technically. So I'm a grid worker, I believe, because when I go to different places, not only do I feel that it impacts the grid, and a lot of you understand this concept, but it impacts me. Like, I will go certain places and I'll receive downloads that I only get in that location. So personally, I do believe in traveling and things like that, but we can do a lot of damage, we can do a lot of good without spending a lot of money and using a lot of resources and impacting the planet and the environment. And it's gonna be I'm hearing it's gonna be a sight for sore eyes. I feel like that's what Mother Gaia feels. Like, she feels like there's a chance for us to... There's still a chance, I'm hearing we can save the planet. Yeah, a lot of, like, 11th house. I'm feeling like 9th house and 11th house, like Sagittarius and Aquarius combined on this sacred fool here, where it's like it's travel, it's religions, it's beliefs, it's philosophies, and it's mixed with technology and groups and the greater outer world and environmentalism and humanitarianism. So this is on a collective level, but on a individual level, which is Aquarius, it's the collective and it's also the individual. On an individual level, we're making the move. So I love you guys. It's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. And remember, you can always listen to the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. EST, as well as on my YouTube channel at The Metamystic. I love reading for you guys. It really just illuminates my consciousness to know that we're all on this journey together, living separate lives, but we're all advancing and we're all making a difference in our own ways. I love doing personals for you guys. I just did a couple today, and I really, really enjoy my work with you guys one-on-one. So if you want to book a personal reading, I offer written email readings where I will send you a picture of your spread, and I'll walk you through the interpretation of the cards. That's $75. Then I also have a 15-minute and pricing may vary in the future, but currently, January 2025, well, actually, we're about to go into February 2025, 15-minute pre-recorded video reading I offer for $125, and then 30-minute is $225. So if you are interested, if you have a question, or even if you don't, if you just want to do what do my guides want me to know, or what can I do to aid me in my shadow work. I've done all sorts of readings like that, and they've been so beautiful and just so magical. And so I love connecting with you guys in that way. And I want to thank everybody who donates to the show as well. It really makes a difference. So I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one.